Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Chairman Markey, and Ranking Member Inhofe, and Senator Lummis. Thank you for the nice introduction, and also Senator Carper. Thank you for the bury the hatchet story. I'll be using that. Um, I'm Rusty Bell. I'm a member of the Board of County Commissioners in Campbell County, Wyoming, located in northeastern Wyoming. I'm currently serving my third year of my second term as a member of the board. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you about S283, the National Climate Bank Act, and its potential impact on my county, Campbell County, Wyoming, and the citizens. Campbell County encompasses about 1/10 of 1% of the entire land mass of the United States. Yet we produce approximately 7 quadrillion BTUs of energy annually, providing from one county nearly 10% of the entire country's energy demand. Most of that demand takes form in low sulfur coal from the Powder River Basin. Wyoming produced about 39.2% of the U.S. coal in 2019, with two of the largest mines, North Antelope Rochelle and Black Thunder, both located in Campbell County, having produced 22% of that total. Every single day, trains containing 130 cars filled with coal depart my county filled with Wyoming coal so that your constituents can safely and affordably turn on their lights and heat. Campbell County coal is what keeps the grid reliable. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, there are approximately 25 billion tons of economically recoverable coal resources in Campbell County. In addition to our abundant coal resources, Campbell County is also Wyoming's #1 producer of oil, producing over 19 million barrels of oil in 2020, which was enough to account for almost 23% of total Wyoming production. We also produced over 84 million MCF of natural gas and are a leading producer of uranium through in situ mining. When you talk about energy and power generation, Campbell County really is all about all of the above. In addition to our abundant fossil fuel resources, we also have some of the best wind potential in the nation. Gillette, our county seat, is known as the energy capital of the nation, for very good reason. However, our community has been significantly impacted by declining production of coal and drops in oil production. Production of Powder River Basin coal in Campbell County increased steadily from the 80s through 2008. The 1970s and 1980s were boom times in Campbell County, as the opening of large surface coal mines as a result of the Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act of 1977, SMCRA, and the passing of the Clean Air Act made Campbell County's low sulfur subbituminous coal very attractive for power generation. Though we increased steadily from 1980s through 2008 to a record production of 446 million tons per year that year, we have also seen our production fall off very quickly in the past couple of years, with calendar year 2020 production of coal in Campbell County amounting to approximately 210 million tons, more than a 50% drop. Our population of approximately 46,000 has grown resilient to the rise and fall of energy prices affecting our lives, but we have never been as heavily impacted as recently. The majority of Campbell County's budget and the budget for our schools is derived from property taxes and ad valorem taxes, which are property taxes assessed by the county on value of produced minerals. In Campbell County, upwards of 70% in some years and as high as 90% in other years of our assessed valuation is attributed to mineral production. Campbell County's 2014 assessed valuation, driven by high oil prices for most of that year, was nearly $6.2 billion. Our assessed valuation for 2020 was $4.2 billion based upon 2019 production. This 32% decrease in assessed valuation, which had equated to a 32% decrease in ad valorem taxes, has been further compounded by a nearly 50% drop in sales tax collection. Our county was fortunate that we were able to adjust to this drop through proactive planning, savings, no debt, sound fiscal policy. However, our projections for 2020 production in preparing for our fiscal year 2020-2021 budget is $3.2 billion, a $1 billion drop. Though Wyoming schools are set up in a way that revenues are redistributed between school districts so that all Wyoming kids receive a quality education, The Wyoming K-12 system is running at about a $300 million deficit following the legislative session that just ended. Fossil energy funds the Wyoming educational system. I would encourage the committee to consider the impacts of Section 5245F and G on my community and in the implementation of Section H, which pertaining to the prioritization of projects. Campbell County and Wyoming, who have both benefited from historically strong mineral economies, are both aware of the conversation surrounding emissions and carbon. The state of Wyoming has invested $15 million in integrated test center at Dry Fork Power Station plant in Gillette. Has partnered with the X Prize to use facility to find beneficial uses for power plant flue gases. The X Prize recently announced their winners, which included Carbon Built, a team from UCLA that demonstrated its technologies at the ITC. Dry Fork Power Station also is home to carbon safe carbon capture project. Campbell County intends to continue fully developing our existing mineral resources. We're also looking to future recognizing we need to find new uses for our existing resources and new ways to put people to work. Additionally, because the significant amount of tax revenue the county generates from mineral extractive activities, for many of which the long-term opportunities are being threatened, proactively addressing economic development and looking for options to retain our workforce are essential. Unfortunately, the money for these activities is mostly non-existent. Campbell County not only leads in energy production, but also conservation and reclamation practices. No one in America cares more about the environment of Campbell County than the residents of Campbell County. We breathe the air, we drink the water, we ranch and farm the land. We have incredible populations of wildlife in Campbell County, including pronghorn antelope, deer, elk, sage grouse, many birds of prey, including bald golden eagles and ferruginous hawks. No energy development happens without these environmental factors taken into account. For these reasons, I would encourage the committee to not forget communities who stand to be the most impacted by the implementation of the proposed National Climate Bank Act. Look at the including or expanding the legislation to include opportunities for economic development, retraining, and research for new uses for our mineral resources. Examples like the ITC could further develop to generate beneficial uses for Campbell County's mineral resources, which have helped power the U.S. for generations. We have been blessed with these resources, and our citizens deserve the opportunity to continue to efficiently and responsibly recover these American assets. Chairman Markey, Ranking Member Imhoff, Senator Lummis, I appreciate the opportunity to testify before you. I'm prepared to stand for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Bell, you're from Wyoming and you know well of the benefits of coal, as you said in your testimony. This bill seeks to close coal-fired power plants through its Cash for Carbon program. Commissioner Bell, will you speak to the economic impact this plan would have on coal country? Your coal country, and in a way we are too.
Yeah, certainly. Mr. Chairman, Senator Inhofe, thank you for that. I think that's why we would certainly be opposed to this. Coal country really coal really drives Wyoming, not only our area, but when I spoke in my testimony, all of our education in Wyoming is really funded by mineral production, most of that being coal. From 2000 to now, coal bid bonus money actually paid for $2 billion of school facilities across the state of Wyoming. So really, there is no answer for what would be the impact to Wyoming with something like this. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You bet. Would you expect Americans' energy bills to go up or down with the closing down of the coal-fired power plants?
Yeah, I would certainly expect Americans' energy bills to go much higher. We're blessed with some very low energy prices in Wyoming because we have mine mouth operations that provide incredibly affordable power, we can provide that to the rest of the United States, and extremely reliable power with that coal if allowed to do so.
But it would result in much higher costs for energy.
No question.
Senator Loomis, you are recognized.
Well, thank you, Chairman Markey. And I'd sure like to see us focus on what can improve our air quality and improve the global climate, rather than picking winners and losers among the fuel sources, because we don't have to pick winners and losers. And our guest from Wyoming, thank you so much for being here. We're already a leader in Wyoming on innovation when it comes to carbon capture, utilization, and storage. So, Commissioner Bell, can you talk about the great work that's happening in Wyoming at the Integrated Testing Center in Gillette?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Loomis, thanks for the question. So the Integrated Test Center was host to the X Prize that actually just wrapped up, and a team from UCLA injected flue gas, CO2 from flue gas from the Dry Fork power plant into concrete blocks that actually made those blocks stronger, more affordable. On that same site, we have the Carbon Safe project that is a University of Wyoming partnered with Basin Electric and others to look at injecting 50 years worth of CO2 from a power plant into the ground, and not only into the ground, but then looking at utilizing that in tertiary oil recovery. So it would be really nice to use some of our technologies to have a overall American CO2 strategy using really all of the above, like we are in Wyoming. So thank you for the question.
Yeah, and I love what you're doing in Campbell County, because you're making the point that we don't have to eliminate fossil fuels in order to have address climate issues and have clean air. What we need to do is innovate our way out of this, and Campbell County is leading the way to innovating in order to keep fossil fuels in the fuel mix in the cleanest way that they can possibly be produced. So kudos to Campbell County on that point. I'm really surprised at some of my Senate colleagues who want to have taxpayer spending on intermittent green technology while completely dismissing nuclear power. So this question is for Commissioner Bell and Mr. Isaac. What role should nuclear play in our energy mix going forward?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Lummis, I can go quickly and then turn it over to Mr. Isaac. But really what we need is an all of the above energy approach. And I don't think anybody's going to be against green energy, but we need something that's going to be reliable. Nuclear is reliable, needs to be included. The same with fossil fuel energy. It needs to be included because it's reliable. I'll turn it over then to Mr. Isaac. Thank you.
Commissioner Bell?
Yeah, Senator Lummis, thank you. So every morning I wake up, and most of the time, if it's not raining, I can see the Bighorn Mountains 50 miles away.
Yep.
And so, you know, it really is producing 80, like Mr. Isaac said, 86% of our electricity is coming from coal, and we have the most beautiful landscapes in all of the world, in my opinion. And Wyoming is truly an amazing place, and I would welcome anybody to come out and see our place. Nobody cares about our area more than we do. Thank you.
Well, thank you both so much. And if I would just have one more comment. If we spent as much money on climate change in India as we spend in the United States, we could make so much more progress on climate change, because they need the help more than we do. The money we spend here makes incremental changes at this point. If we would spend that money in India, the whole globe would have much cleaner air and less carbon. Mr. Chairman, thank you. I yield back.